Well, you found it. My secret video, the Easter egg. And if you've cracked all the clues and put in the grunt work to find this video, well, all I can say is props to you, man. You're a genius. Either that or I accidentally made this public and forgot to set it to unlisted, in which case I'm the biggest idiot of all time. But either way, if you're watching this, I'm very thankful for you, along with all of my fans, for supporting me throughout all this time. So this video is about JHXC in general. My history, my online sequencer songs, my Crunker maps, and most importantly my YouTube channel, and where I hope to be going in the next couple of years. In terms of when I started using my internet alias JHXC, it actually started not with YouTube or Crunker or even Online Sequencer. It was actually all the way back in the first few weeks of high school when I created the nickname for Kahoot of all things. And for those who don't know, Kahoot is a sort of game where everybody pulls out their phones and answer questions that pop up on a big screen, and they get points based on speed and accuracy. It's pretty much a legendary game in school, and whenever we would play it, everybody would lose all sense of morals, and even a quiet kid like me would talk all sorts of crap I never knew I could say. And of course, you could use your own nicknames on these Kahoots, provided your Killjoy teacher didn't put a real name only clause in it. And this particular Kahoot we were playing, whoever got first place would get extra credit on the next test. And so I chose the nickname JHXC, based on my first and last initials, J and H, then extra with an X for effect, and credit. The first, last, extra credit. Still not comfortable with giving out my name just yet, but yeah, you get the idea. And of course I lost the Kahoot and bombed the test later on, so I didn't live up to my name at all, but it is what it is. That's where I came up with the name, all over a stupid Kahoot. That's where it all started. A few months later, I would discover a music making site called Online Sequencer, and after a month and a few experiments, I would create Dark World, which is where I unofficially began to use the nickname JHXC to identify the song as mine. Fast forward to December 16th, 2014, where I would then make my forum account of JHXC and then set up my JHXC music thread. Then I would go on for 4 years to make dozens of songs on Online Sequencer, find my place as an OS king on the site, according to Alex, and eventually learned that music isn't really my thing anymore, even if I'm good at it. I would be on and off of Online Sequencer from time to time, make a comeback, and then disappear for a few months, but that's a topic for a different video. And then a few years would go by, and during that time I'd become a fairly decent player on Vertex.io, which is basically the 2016 2D top-down prequel version of Crunker.io. It's from the same guy, Sidney DeVries. I think it's still around. I haven't played it in God knows how long, but it was a really fun game, and I really enjoyed myself. And actually, you're probably going to see footage of me playing it for the first time in forever. And yeah, it was a pretty fun game, and it helped to pass the time a lot. And then in November of 2017, I would create my YouTube channel. Yes, November of 2017 was when I created this channel. And it was originally for schoolwork and portfolio stuff for my digital media class. This was back when I didn't even consider doing YouTube. And then in June of 2018, I graduated high school, and a week after I graduated, Crunker.io hit the scene. And at first I thought it to be nothing more than first-person Vertex with only one kind of mediocre map, but I stuck around, played for months until it became the game it is today, with many game modes, classes, mods, guest twos, and of course custom maps, based around a fast-paced first-person shooter with some of the best controls I've ever seen in a web game. And then I would decide to waste a whole month of my life to create the original Heavenbound map, and I uploaded it in late August of 2018. Shortly after, in the beginning of September, I decided to start uploading actual content to my YouTube channel. And at the beginning, it was just recordings of my Online Sequencer songs that I upload so that I could listen to them without the lag. Then I decided to make another Crunker map called B-Hop Small World, which it isn't really a B-Hop map, but it's a map nonetheless. And for whatever reason, I made a cancerous plug video of the map. I mean, looking back on it, like what the hell was I thinking? It had some of my cheesy ass SoundCloud music, wacky effects, and terrible cuts that left out pretty much 75% of the point. And it was garbage, but it did wonders for me. People played the map, loved it, upvoted it, and it's another one of my hits. Then I made another, much more useful video on Heavenbound, and that video remains to be the most popular video I've made to this date, and it continues to get views to this day even though it's kind of outdated and there's a newer version of the map In December of 2018, I've also decided to open my mouth and blab about other parkour maps.
Visible boost ramps. Boost ramps. Boost ramps.
Invisible
boost ramps.
I've also uploaded some other actual guides to some of my maps, and now here I am. I somehow reached over 300 subscribers as of the recording of this voiceover. I have finished my spring semester of college, and aside from a couple of summer courses, I'm about to finish my freshman year of college. And I never thought I would be here so soon. But I still have to admit, I have concerns over YouTube and this whole idea of being a YouTuber. And don't get me wrong, I'm very happy for having following anywhere on the internet, period. I never thought I'd ever amount to anything beyond school. The thing is, I'd learned a lot of unfortunate truths about YouTube and the volatile nature of being a YouTuber. For one, YouTube seems to be that kind of job/hobby that you'll never be able to not think about. It just seems as though having a YouTube channel, being famous, being a public figure in general, requires you to always keep up a persona or give your absolute best pretty much constantly on and off camera, and I can see it getting stressful to no end having to deal with that constant pressure. Another thing is that YouTubers, particularly smaller creators like me, are finding it very difficult to gain a following. The discovery of your channel is based off of algorithms put in place by YouTube, and these algorithms promote your content if you upload really often and you use certain keywords and stuff. And if you want to grow on YouTube, you pretty much have to devote nearly all of your time to editing and uploading videos and determining how to best take advantage of the algorithm and everything. As you can probably tell, I need to work on that bit in particular, and it's a lot of work, especially if you are a college kid like me planning on getting a career in the games industry, which is also notorious for crunch time. And if that wasn't enough, the cherry on top of the shake is that if you make just a few mistakes, your channel can be pretty much wiped from existence, and that's it for you. I know that with quote-unquote real jobs, aka the 9-to-5s, firing is a thing, and that's it for you there. I get that. But you usually have to create a bunch of damage to the company you work for, whether you destroy company assets or hurt its reputation, or you're just a douchebag to all your colleagues. You usually have to be legitimately bad at your job or do something inexcusable to get rightfully fired. But with YouTube, it's so easy to get in trouble or get terminated or anything that you basically have to walk on eggshells barefoot. Between how trigger-happy certain people can be when it comes to frivolous things, the vague rules of what is or isn't acceptable, and of course the whole copyright fiasco, which don't even get me started. It seems as though you have very little room for error at all, and every time you make a mistake, you get a strike on a channel, which can take crucial features away from you, such as live streaming, although I'm probably never going to do live streaming. Get 3 of these strikes, and you're out. Your channel is terminated, and it's over. There is an appeal process for things like copyright, but it's so backwards and ridiculous that you're better off just cutting your losses and moving on. Because if you try and fight it, you could potentially get a strike that way, even if it's fair use. And between everything, all the vague rules, the demonetization, the copyright issues, the crappy appeal process that is rigged in favor of copyright holders, because that's the reality of it, and just YouTube's lack of communication with YouTubers, it's becoming more and more apparent that YouTube is shifting towards mainstream corporations and forgetting about the YouTubers that actually make up the platform. In the end, YouTube doesn't seem to care about you unless you can make them money. You've probably heard thousands of YouTubers say pretty much the same things I've said. This isn't just some new thing. This has been happening in some form for years. They're angry with YouTube, yet YouTube has barely done anything to mitigate or even acknowledge that the issues exist. But despite all of this, YouTube is still an amazing platform. I still enjoy YouTube as I can make art, I can make content, I have relative creative freedom, and I have the potential to change the world. So I'm gonna keep up with it for now. I'm gonna continue to work my way up. Hopefully I'll get thousands of subscribers at some point, or God forbid hundreds of thousands, or even millions, or even tens of millions, although that's probably not going to happen. But I'm also going to be smart about it too, because YouTube is, again, very volatile and it can go south pretty much instantly. So as of now, I'm going to college and I'm working towards a 9-to-5 career as a game developer. And I'm probably going to do YouTube as a second job or just a hobby. As a matter of fact, I'm going to treat YouTube as a mere hobby that I may be able to make money off of. Either way, my goal in life is to be able to change the world and make as many people as happy as possible, whether it be game design or YouTube or something else. And so far, I'm off to a pretty good start. I made my mark on Online Sequencer, I'm making my mark on Crunker, and I hope to make my mark on YouTube as well.